So there is this worrying trend of money projection in society where people now measure the worth of everything and everyone against their monetary value, with the absence of the latter rubbishing the former. Now, this is perhaps the motivation behind the movie I'm reviewing today, which is Breaking the Rules. In this movie, produced by Omoni, Oboli and Tomi Adeoya and directed by Great Val-Edochie, Chief Dike, a wealthy man and the owner of a large company, believes that marriage should be used to build connections with other rich families. So he influences his niece into marrying from a wealthy home, even though the niece doesn't enjoy the marriage. He also tries to influence his daughter Adanna into marrying the same way. Now, Adanna is dating Chuks from a very wealthy family, but just like in the case of her cousin, Adanna is not happy in her relationship with Chuks because the guy doesn't care for her, doesn't respect her, and doesn't even have time for her. So when Leo, her IT support staff, shows interest in her, she quickly falls for him despite the gap in class and age. Now, let's get down into the good and the bad about this movie. Firstly, as already pointed out in the introduction, I like the story. The obsession with wealth is now so alarming and might consume a society unless something is done to address it via every means possible. And movies are certainly among the most effective platforms to use. However, the story doesn't end in a way that addresses the problem or reflects the title of the movie. Adanna yields to her father's insistence that she sticks with Chuks, the wealthy man. Her relationship with Leo, the IT support staff, was only accepted by her father because Leo became very rich. So, where is the message? I looked forward to events in the movie defeating Chip Dike's views about marriage and wealth. But sadly, events in the movie were rather tweaked to succumb to Chip Dike's preference. So I ask again, what rules were broken in the movie to reflect the title, Breaking the Rules? Secondly, I'm impressed by the acting of the major characters, Adetola Jones, Taye Arimoro, Clinton Joshua, and of course, the great Patrick Doyle. The acting wasn't extraordinary, to be frank, but it wasn't flat either. Plus, I like the fact that the director used more locations than most YouTube movies where all scenes were shot in 3 to 4 locations. Sadly though, Chief Dike, his daughter Adanna, and the boyfriend Chuks do not match the personalities assumed for them. Chief Dike is meant to be the owner of one of the biggest companies in Africa. Adanna, ranked top 4 most influential women in Africa, is meant to be the manager of one of the biggest companies in Africa too. And her boyfriend Chuks is meant to be someone who inherited huge family wealth. But nothing about them suggested any of those. You see, the manager of one of the biggest companies in West Africa can't be the one to deliver a pitch, especially to local clients in Abuja like Adanna does. And still talking about acting, Leo flirting with his boss so suddenly after 5 years of working for her feels strange. Even stranger is the immediate positive response from his boss, Adanna. Thirdly, I like that Adanna was bold to walk away after repeated instances of disrespect from her boyfriend. But it's strange that she doesn't at any point tell the boyfriend that he had changed. A statement like that would have meant that Chuks was initially nice to her, hence her attraction towards him. But since she doesn't say any of that, one wonders what the attraction was, especially as Chuks himself didn't seem attracted enough to her either. Each of them is supposedly wealthy and influential enough to attract better partners. So why were they stuck in a loveless relationship for so long? Finally, as with many Nollywood productions, especially YouTube movies, attention to details was often lacking in this one. Because tell me why Chuks asks Adanna to join him in watching Arsenal versus Manchester City, while the viewer can clearly hear from the match commentary that the match going on was between Manchester United and another team. Also, tell me why Adanna has to travel with Leo to Abuja to fix a projector for her presentation when every decent hotel in the world provides and fixes projectors presentation. Yeah, I get Adanna wanted Leo to travel with her, but come on, she could have given a reasonable excuse. Overall, this is a 5/10 movie for me, but you have to watch it to form your own opinion. Please don't forget to like this video, share it, and then subscribe to my channel so you get notifications whenever I post a new review.